Hello everyone, welcome to I Forgot to Add the Names on the Overlay. I am Simon at Wandering DM. I'll be adding the names as we play the game. Sorry about the delays, I did a bunch of boo-boos. So without further ado, let's go introduce our cast. Thank you to all of our sponsors, thank you to Mage Press, thank you to Found Familiar, thank you to Roll20, and thank you to our partners, Level Up Dice. I'll talk about them later. I want to play. I'm going to start. Wow, yeah, the order of intros is all weird now.
This is
so
really
we're
messed
gonna
up.
start with Kelly, I guess.
Why?
Because you're cute and we like you. Who are you?
Oh. Hi, I'm Kelly. I play Mavia. Mavia is moderately food motivated, slightly odd, and doesn't share a lot of things with people about her past. So as you can tell, she's very much motivated by myself, especially the food.
Next would be a returning face.
Eugenio.
Oh, is that me next?
Eugenio,
Great.
yes.
Hey, everybody. Surprise, I'm here. Hi, my name's Eugenio. You might know me as DM Jazzy Hands. I'll be playing Zalanas, who's been away. Far, far, far away. So very far away. For so long. But he is excited to come back and find his old friends and new. And we'll see what he's been up to. I'm only moderately sure, so we'll see.
How are we doing this?
Next would be Gabe.
Gabe?
Yeah, we'll do like
Hi.
by column.
I'm Gabe, Gabe James Games. I'm playing Axon, the Elven Mage. And Axon has gone through some weird stuff. And the least weird thing is probably bathing naked with Iron Bull, to be honest. And, ooh, nope, not gonna say that.
Say it!
Just say it at this point.
I mean, you
was-
opened the door.
Yeah, I don't know. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I feel like the name Iron Bull didn't come from just being a bulky figure.
Get it!
Yeah, because we don't know what happened after you went back inside, Atson.
Oh no, we do, because Bastian and I put him to bed, and I made dirty, not safe for work illustrations in his journal, so he might think that he did something with Iron
hey.
Bull.
But there was something
don't
after
know.
that, wasn't there?
Yeah, Axon might be a sleepwalker. What's up?
I mean,
maybe that demon was trying to get some.
Then there was, of course, the Iron Bull descriptions of the Kanari Kama Sutra.
Oh, the Kama Sutra!
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Because you-
fairly sure that was followed up by some kind of something.
Yes, but before we get in the weeds, because we'll start talking about this and never get anything done,
Yeah.
Verisa.
Oh, hi. You know me. I'm at Jonathan on Twitter, or perhaps that's me before you see me around on Twitch, and I get to play Verisa, your friendly neighborhood sneaky stabby bitch who's, has some issues at the moment. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Andrew.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrew at Anderful1 on Twitter, and I'm playing Bastien, our Ferelden warrior, who's also our local himbo.
What?
And I don't know, that was what
I don't
someone
know, you
said
got
last
really
time.
mean. You got really mean at one point, so maybe you're disqualified from himbo. Dumb.
Maybe. But no, yeah. He's our warrior, our strong, silent type. Pretty much it.
Who also got naked
Who
in a
also
pond.
enjoyed getting
Oh yeah, Eugenio,
in the pond.
Amavia instigated something where I just got to watch all the men get bare ass naked and go swimming. Yup.
You'll have to
Good for you,
regale.
Maeve.
You'll
Good
have
for
to
you.
regale.
Oh,
Zalana.
yes. Mavia's going to tell him all about it.
I don't know who you're playing this week, Simon.
Simon is playing Aiden.
You're also
I mean, who's muted?
What? I'm muted? Hello? Am I muted?
This feels pretty par for the course for poor Simon tonight.
Wait, hello? 1, 2.
Hi, there you are. There you are.
Okay.
Hi.
Yay, slubs for mixing mics and everything. I'm Simon. Tonight I'm playing Aiden, the oh, where's that region where Kirkwall is? I don't remember.
Free marshes.
The what marches?
The free marshes.
The free marches. So he's a free marcher, apostate. Is all I have to say. And then I'll leave the mic to our wonderful GM.
Hey, I'm your GM that tried to sneak a bite to eat while everyone was talking.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's not your fault. That was me trying to be sneaky. I'm Tanya. I'm all your NPCs, mainly Inquisitor Fenris. And we did not play last week because last week was D&D Celebration. A lot of us had stuff going on. And I am not like our buddy B. Dave Walters. I cannot do like 8 games in one day. So we took the week off. So not last week, but the week before, there were a bunch of shenanigans. And
No.
yes, amazingly enough, there were shenanigans. And from what you remember, and not in character because we don't have Zalanis back quite yet, but what do you remember from our last game session?
Well, we found this Alluvian, and no, wait, I guess that's a bit further back.
I mean, it was your last game session.
There were a few conversation with Solus about
yeah.
elven stuff and magic, and then a confrontation between Fenris and Solus, because one wanted to know why the other hid the existence of an Alluvian nearby. And that's all I remember. Wow. Shit.
Wasn't it not just like that it was an Alluvian, but an active Alluvian on top of that he was like upset?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like basically you didn't tell me about this. How dare you not tell me about it? And let's see. And then Bastien was, you didn't check with Josephine last time, but you are kind of interested in what's happening with your brother and your brother and sister actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm your long lost sister.
Could be. Like long lost.
Never know.
That 23andMe came back real strange.
I'm just saying. What would be the equivalent? No, we're not going to go down that. Nope. But I really want to.
That can be after dark. That can be after dark later. God, what else happened? Oh, Elson was trying to change his current circumstance, and he also spoke with Solus and Aiden, correct?
I spoke with Aiden. Did we speak with Solus about it, Simon?
Maybe, or you were going to, but then you were trying to actually go see Anders.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is what happened.
I was nice. Yeah, I was nice to Anders, and he didn't know what the hell to do with it.
Yes, right. Yep.
Yeah, because I went down and gave him a lantern so that he wouldn't have to sit in the dark, and I gave him back his special pillow. I thought about it on our off week, and maybe his headcanon is that pillow is the special pillow that his mom used to put like his teeth in for the tooth fairy, because that's, a thing that parents do, and maybe has decided that's what that pillow is. Because she doesn't know any better. But she was really nice to him. And he was very suspicious of her, despite the fact that she was honestly just being nice.
And the Inquisitor noticed the niceness.
Yeah, which was unfortunate because I didn't know his ass was down there watching.
Well, he is an elf, and he's also known. He has known. Oh my God, the words are hard. I cannot remember.
I know.
He has known Anders for a long time, and he also just noticed you didn't have that pillow when we put you down in here.
Heck.
Trying to think of what else happened. And we left off with, because Fenris argued with Solus, and I believe he was going to go talk to Anders when we left off? And
Well,
some of you were going to go, and then Marisa, what were you doing?
we left off with after the confrontation with Solus, between Solus and Fenris. Fenris wanted us all ready to leave in the morning so that we could go to the Alluvian to secure it. And then he was like, he has to wait because he needs Anders to do he needs to do a thing. And then Verisa went and kind of intentionally got caught sneaking with to Fenris and was like, so do you really trust him? And do you have somebody beside you that you do trust in case he decides to, kill you? In this magic, and which apparently, because that's Verisa looking at the dark side.
Yeah, and Fenris is very much like, I don't know you like that. Excuse you?
Yeah, but you're not listening to anyone you do know like that, so.
Well, he was more like, that's kind of audacious of you. Like, whomst are you to make this offer when I don't know you or trust you? So, question for you all. Would you like it to be the morning, or would you kind of want to pick up that evening? Because we had already had everyone do their thing, talk, go to bed. And it could be morning, or it could be while you're on your way to the Alluvian.
I mean, for me, I think it might be good to kind of speed up getting towards the Alluvian, but that's just me.
Everyone
I
else?
agree.
I support it.
All right. So for the sake of expediency, because technology was our boss today, we're going to pick up a little bit before midday. Fenris has joined you. He seems a little bit better. He seems in better spirits. If for those of you that have noticed he wasn't exactly great, he seems to be a lot better. Almost like if he was sick and got a rejuvenating shot, almost like someone cast rejuvenate on him and it actually worked. Because canonically, I think he's a bit resistant to magic. I think that's in the canon. So is everyone going to the Alluvian? So definitely it's Fenris, Verisa, and who else?
I think maybe would go, but I don't think necessarily she would have made that decision on her own. I have just this idea that possibly the higher-ups might not have wanted to leave her to her own devices in Skyhold while they're not there.
Well,
or at least the other party members, especially after the journaling incident.
That I'm gonna leave that to you all.
Because otherwise, maybe I would stay behind if she's not really needed. I don't think.
I mean, you could stay behind, but it's not a matter of not trusting you, because there's plenty of people in charge when Fenris is in the field.
That's unfortunate.
What are you planning to do?
Absolutely nothing. Why are you acting suspicious? Shoot, this is why I lost Among Us the other night. Oh.
I've met you, Kelly.
If we are going to an Alluvian, Aiden would follow for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what they're going to do.
Bastion's going to go for sure.
Is Bull going? Because if Bull's going, she's going to trail along after him and Bastion, because those are the only two that seem to really put up with her most of the time.
No, Bull is going to stay behind. If Fenris is in the field, he's staying there as kind of backup to Cullen.
Oh boy, we could have a spa day. Okay, so maybe I will stay behind.
Okay.
Then.
Okay. So everyone but Mavia, you are on your way to the Alluvian, and Verisa, how are you feeling trying to get back to this Alluvian? Because you're trying to find both your keeper and Harold.
Yeah, and Solus is like, this is a danger, so Verisa would probably have been up early and left early. And left she likes everyone. But of the individuals that she's with, between Athsin and Aiden and Bastien and Mavia, Mavia's probably the only one that could match her for being quiet.
Okay.
Because she could be sneaky.
Wait, am I supposed to have been being sneaky?
No, but
Oh, no.
But Verisa knows that you can do sneaky from when you get
Probably
under the
could.
table.
That's true.
And she was like, and Verisa was the only person who clocked you, managed to hide under the table. So she knows that you can do that. She just doesn't know if you can keep up with her at speed through.
No, my legs are like 2 feet shorter.
So she probably would have been very like, it's not, she wouldn't have been mean. She would just be like, you guys are going to slow me down. I need to go faster. Bye.
Okay, so you are ahead of everyone.
Probably.
Okay, so Verisa, you approach where the alluvion is, and let me change to that map. Because guess who wasn't prepared today? It might be your GM. So I've moved the player tab, player ribbon to where that should be. It's this map with the same alluvion you all went into. And you know, it's kind of weird, misty, early morning weather. And as you approach, you see Zalanis just sitting in front of the alluvion, kind of twirling his staff and then jotting notes down and then twirling his staff. And he's just sitting there like he's got all the time in the world.
How pissed is she?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think if he's distracted, she would sneak up on him. Because from everything that people have said and everything that she's experienced, there are creepy things that come out of this. So is this really Zalanis?
Fair question. So I want you two to act out, confirming that it is actually Zalanis.
Boy.
Okay, so she would sneak up around the far side of the mirror because she knows if it's actually Zalanis, he's distracted, he's not going to he's not going to notice that she's there at all. As evidenced by dancing in the courtyard.
Still holding that against me, huh? Cool.
Not holding it by against you, but just kind of being like, if this is actually Zalanis, he won't know I'm here. If it's someone pretending to be Zalanis, they'll react.
Well, I guess I don't know. Tanya, do we want to like roll for this sneaky, or do we just want her to be sneaky, or how do you want to handle it?
It's Verisa. She's sneaky.
She's sneaky. You're right.
She would probably come up behind, like, and be leaning nonchalantly against the side of the like alluvion, the stonework on the outside of the alluvion.
Uh-huh.
And like you're twiddling or throwing something.
I was just sort of fiddling with my staff as I sort of thought, and then would jot some notes down and then fiddle with the staff again.
You're killing me here that I didn't.
I know. After I said it the first time, I was like, whoops. Yeah, say it again.
She kind of is leaning there, and when she sees this, she's like, oh, Mavia helped with this. And she'd start whistling the song that Mavia sang.
I will say, which I, Eugenio, know is unfortunate based on what Dee just said, but oh well. I do think that as soon as Zalanis becomes aware of her, or becomes aware that someone is there, he will, as nonchalantly as possible, which I don't imagine even after all this time in the Crossroads, he's particularly good at nonchalance still, but he will sort of grip his staff. I'm so sorry. He will take his staff like sort of in hand and be a little bit more, he'll stop writing and just
he will take it firmly in his hand and be decisive with his staff.
And will sit up and just be a little more wary, attentive. Yeah.
At attention.
Would you say you are sitting up stiffly?
That one went through my head, yes. There were other words that were way worse that went through my head too. There's just no way to describe this because you're all monsters.
I mean, no, I just think you're trying to hold yourself to too rigid of a thought process here. I mean, we're all very, very gentle people, and we would never be saying anything that could be, an innuendo. We're just trying to help.
I'm sorry, my headphones filter out nonsense, so I didn't hear any
Oh
of that.
shit! You never hear me talk then. Oh
no. So I think as soon as Zalanis has any sort of inkling that anyone is there, not necessarily that it's Farisa, but just that anyone is there, he'll become visibly more alert, which is perhaps not what Farisa is hoping for.
Been here long.
And at the sound of your voice, he will very much immediately relax and say, it's been a while since time passed for me normally. So how long has it been since you were here?
And she would kind of sigh and come back fully around and sit next to him and say, Zalanis.
Farisa.
You were missing. Apparently, we went away for a week, and then we come back after one day, and the one day we are gone. The one day we are gone, and the Fenris finally removes his camp from guarding this place. Then you show up. Why are these things always happening to us?
A week, you say?
Well, yes. There was shooting. Well, I shot Anders, and then there was chasing Anders.
Wait. You found Anders?
Yes, that's what happened when you went running after him into a scary magical portal. And she'd kind of like side punch you in the arm.
Ah. You've gotten stronger, or I've forgotten what it's like to take those. So you have... I don't know where to begin. But you have Anders.
We have Anders. We have a couple other people that are more of your persuasion with the magics and the knowing of things.
Is Harold here?
No, Harold is also missing. Was Harold with you?
No, but I saw signs of him in the crossroads. It is my guess that he is either still there somewhere, or we have much to discuss. Where is everyone else?
They're coming. They're late.
It's good to know that some things never change.
You say that, but it isn't exactly the same.
That was a bit more serious than I think Zalanis was prepared for. So he's like, okay. Well, before they arrive, it's good to see you. And I'm sorry if you're worried. But I was separated from you. And if it's any consolation, I have been trying to get back this whole time. But when it became clear that that would not be as simple or as quick as I had hoped, I decided to take advantage of where I found myself.
You mean you decided to be yourself and realized that you could get away with doing what no one else would let you do because it was a bad idea and dangerous when no one was there to tell you it was a bad idea and dangerous?
Well, I don't know about bad idea. To be fair, it was quite dangerous, but I think I have come out with a reasonable reward for my risk.
Uh-huh.
I am different, Farisa. It was not a week for me.
No, I'm not surprised.
And it has been some time since I was without, well, frankly, without you. I had to make do on my own. Which is not to say I am not very glad to see you again, so that I might share in the job of protecting me. But it was difficult. I saw much, faced much.
We are both different, Zalanis.
I imagine so.
So as you all are having this lovely reunion, and getting close to being probably as emotional as anyone's seen Verisa, Fenris comes around the bend first and spots you, Zalanis. What do you do when you see him?
Verisa will stand up and move behind Zalanis.
Okay.
Mean. All right.
Wow.
I will stand and do my. It's been a while since I've seen him, but I will do my best to sort of, let's say, get a read on his mood.
I'm going to roll for his mood.
I have. That is super fair. I've seen a few of Fenris's mood swings in my time with the group, so I at least will have an idea of if we're at any extremes. Beyond that, we'll just have to see, won't we?
So the dice like you. He rolled
Okay.
high, and I'm running with that as whatever it is that Anders did. You don't know about that, but Verisa
Right.
would. But
Right.
whatever it is, there's a little pep in his step. He seems to be a little more like himself. He doesn't seem as kind of weary as he was when you've seen him. And he is a man with a mission, somewhere to be.
Okay. Well, in that case, my brief moment of sweating bullets ends, and I just say, Fenris, it is so good to see you again.
It is good to see you. And he looks around kind of like, did you just find the right mirror?
He says, I say, it has been quite a journey for me. I am glad to see that you and most of the rest of our company were able to find your way out of the crossroads safe and sound. I hear things have moved apace since I left. You have Anders in custody, and things seem to be, as they say, on the up and up for you,
Well, we'll see how that goes. And before he can finish talking, everyone else now rounds the corner and sees Fenris, Zalanis, and Verisa. So what is everyone doing? Because Athson and Aiden, you've been around Fenris. Actually, there's no one that's new to meeting Fenris. So, but you do get Zalanis back. What do you all do?
So Bastion is gonna run up to Zalanis and just like grab him in like a big bear hug and just say like, "Oh my God, Zalanis! If only Mavia could be here to appreciate this moment."
My God.
Oh, Zalanis will, after a moment of surprise, because I think that might be the most words you've said in a row to Zalanis, literally ever. He will hug you back and say, is she all right, Mavia?
She's gone. We were
Now wait a
pursuing
minute.
Anders, and she was just so heroic in
You are the worst.
saving everyone else.
I'm so bad.
But even Fenris turns around like, the fuck? Like we left her 2 hours ago. What the fuck are you talking about?
She had to pet the Druffalo.
Now see, all
True.
of that is believable, though, is the thing. Like,
I mean, you all can run this gag, but even Fenris was like,
I think oh God, I don't know how good an idea this is, but I think Zalanis' instinct would be to sort of pull back and look to Verisa, because that seems like, losing Mavia feels like something maybe she could have mentioned.
I might make you roll for deception, Bastion.
Sure.
I want to see what
Fail.
Verisa does first, though.
Okay.
Verisa just cocks an eyebrow at Zalanis, like, you were away, things changed.
Oh God.
Wow.
I'm so mad at you all.
And I'm sure Athson would get in on this privilege.
But there's also this, but Zalanis would notice that Verisa has now switched accents again when he was talking. When she was talking.
Yeah.
It's a tragedy. They brought me in to assist with the group after she passed.
Oh, you are all the worst.
It's because of Atson that we've managed to make it this far without her.
I hate
Don't
all of
worry.
you right now.
I
spent a lot of time with Iron Bull like she did, but probably in ways she never has. And then he like looks up.
And we all bathed naked in her memory. Hi, I'm Aiden.
Okay. Sad, that was true.
Yeah, right.
I think we lost Kelly.
And I think at that, Verisa just kind of shakes her head and looks to Fenris, and then looks back at Solanus like, really? Really?
No, and then Fenris is just like, "'Tis true." Even though she struggled to find her
Fenris.
place. What? You made me laugh. Now I can't do it with a straight face.
Good. Mean.
Oh no, they're all in on the joke. Somewhere maybe his ears are burning and she's giggling.
Oh.
Yes, this is true.
All right. Well. Oh.
And Verisa at this point, like, just looks at Solanus.
I suppose I should have been here.
Solanus.
Harissa. Well, at any rate, bathing naked together does seem like a fitting tribute to her.
Now, they all bathed naked together. I didn't.
Well, I am glad to know that both she is still okay and that
No one said she was okay.
Well, that Verisa well,
Nope.
that's true. She said she was alive. I'm glad
Dang
she's
it.
alive.
No, she didn't. She didn't.
Kelly wants this.
She wants it so bad.
Verisa never said she was alive. She just said Solanus.
You're
Things changed.
right.
And then she said Solanus and shook her head like she was sighing.
Oh.
And then said, they all bathed naked. I didn't.
That's
That
true.
was it. She gave you the look
Um,
like, yeah, you can't figure out a joke anymore, really. But she never actually said that
Said
wasn't
it,
true.
Sure.
I mean, the crossroads changes a person.
It does. How about like I think like perception empathy to like see if I can figure out if these ass hats are messing with me.
Oh, of course, because you don't know Alcid Maiden at all.
No, not at all. That's the other problem is that like if it was just Verisa and Bastion, it would be easier to be like, you doofuses. But I don't know these other two and oh gods.
Yeah. Please roll us
All right.
empathy and then see what happens.
Let's see how this goes. Okay, it's a 12. No doubles.
I think when Verisa gives you that look,
Uh-huh.
it takes you a little bit, but you get it.
Mhm.
So once
Yeah.
you understand what's happening, what do you do?
Oh, I'm gonna be just terrible at this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I sort of, I'm just quiet and I see Verisa sort of looking at me in that way. And I'm just gonna sort of look at her for a moment and then just say, well, I never liked her much, but I guess I'm glad to know that we have moved on. I'm just gonna look at Bastion. I don't know the other two yet, but Bastion was the one who started this, so I want to see what he does.
Oh my god.
This is the revenge for the joke that went on for like half the episode. I'm just enjoying this, just so you know.
Uh-huh.
I should probably point out that this might not have been Andrew's idea.
That's beside the
well,
point.
That's I was gonna say. Also, like, I want to be very clear, Zalatus likes Mavia very much. They have had amusing conversations before. I don't want anyone to think otherwise. Now, anyway, that's what Zalana says.
I think Bastion is just going to give Zalanis one of those "you asshole" looks.
And I will give it right back.
And Asin is going to punch him. Sorry, not Asin. Bastion is going to punch him in the shoulder.
Yep, that's fair.
So you're like a big burly warrior punching this elf, really?
Yes.
It's not going to go well, but ooh.
I hope you didn't hurt him. Jesus.
No, I'm making a point without trying to hurt him.
But is it the same arm that Verisa hit him in 5 minutes ago?
I wouldn't know which arm was struck, so I can't say yes or no.
Oh boy.
Because no, your DM is not benevolent. Eugenio, give me heads or tails.
Tails.
You're a lucky bastard. It wasn't the same arm.
Okay. I do think though, because when Verisa punched my other arm, she was sort of next to me, so I didn't really see it coming. Bastion's right in front of me, and I think you notice, not that you hurt him, but that he like gripped his staff tighter and just like really tensed up and flinched when he first saw the punch coming. And immediately, as soon as you like tap him, whatever, like obviously pulling the punch, he like smiles and like gives you a hug again and is totally normal. But there was that moment of like tense.
And so that's going to get followed up with, yeah, she's back at the castle and she's really looking forward to seeing you. We've got a few more maps, by the way.
Oh, have we let her at them?
Yes.
Oh no.
It was just part of the plan.
My friends, I apologize that I was gone from you for so long, but I am very, very happy to see you again. And I look at the new friends, and I am very happy to meet you, friends of Verisa and Bastion. Must be friends of, and Fenris, who is also here, must be friends of mine.
I just forgot the Inquisitor was there.
Wait, Inquisitor? What Inquisitor?
Yeah. Well, I must say, I congratulate you on apprehending Anders. Much of what I had to tell you involved me doing my best to track his whereabouts from the crossroads. But there is more that we can discuss, and I would hear of your adventures in my absence. Well, maybe somewhere a little more inviting.
And Fenris he gives you a little bit of a smirk. It's like, you're all right. Because he just was like waiting for this joke to keep going. He was just going to like let it ride because he was used to Hawk and Varric doing shit like that. She's like, well, we know you're here. And you said you didn't find Harold. You didn't see him.
I didn't. I saw what I think were signs of him ahead of me or well, in the places that I passed through on occasion. But I never saw more than passing clues as to his whereabouts.
All right. Well, maybe he'll pull the same trick you did and appear out of the Alluvion, and we can send a scout to keep watch over this Alluvion. Maybe we'll be lucky, or maybe we'll have to go in after him.
I did my best to, once I realized that I had found a way to leave and return here to Skyhold, I did my best to leave a trail of breadcrumbs, as it were. But things are, well, you were there. Things are confusing there.
You didn't have any cold cuts to leave behind?
Oh no!
Wow!
Ooh, you made me snort.
Fenris he looks away. He's like, Zevran and Bull kept me from running in. So.
Well, honestly, I know it won't be much of a comfort, but you being in there to look for him would have been no guarantee that we would have been able to find him. I don't want to assume how you're feeling about things, but I'm glad that you are here and that we can all be together to, if necessary, seek out our friend. It is better that way than to have us scattered throughout the crossroads.
Well, once we get you back and given a proper meal and we can catch up in the main hall, we can then figure out what comes next. And he glances at Athson. And you wanted to speak with Anders, didn't you?
Yes, I would like to, please. Thank you.
Sure. I will be taking him a meal. He's been moved to more comfortable quarters. Still under lock and key, but not a cell. So when I go to take him his meal, you may come with me if you like.
It is very much appreciated.
And unless there's anything else we need to do, we should get back to Skyhold.
I would not mind a real bed and a real meal.
And a hot bath, I'm taking it.
I didn't think it was that bad, but yes, that wouldn't be amiss.
The pond out back isn't that bad.
Lord. you're in this
All
pond.
right, all right.
So you all head back. Is there any conversations you want to have in this walk back to Skyhold, or just like, oh my God, we have you back?
I think I would I think my instinct would be to try and chat up Verisa a little bit, probably in brief spates of Elven, just to get the Spark Notes version of what I missed, so that I can, obviously I want to talk to everybody about what's gone on since I've been gone, but just the sort of Spark Notes so there are no more surprises about dead companions.
Yes.
Verisa would give you like the field commander's TLDR.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And she would do it, you would notice, in Elven, but very clipped and not emotional.
Huh.
Overly professional. And she would kind of tilt her head once or twice towards both Athson and Aiden. And
yep. Mm-hmm.
You would notice like a distance once everyone else was there and they started moving from the alluvion, like a distancing that Verisa has started to put in.
From the two new folks or from everyone?
From everyone.
Okay.
And
I won't comment on it while we're walking. That's a thing that I notice.
So while you all are making your way back, let's see what Mavia's gotten up to.
Oh, boy.
While everyone's been off and being a terrible jokester and making it sound like she died. Mavia, what are you doing?
So the reason Mavia didn't go to the alluvion is because she overslept. And so, yeah, she overslept. So I think she would wake up, when the sun is now pretty well risen, and she kind of wakes up and she's like, did no one come get me? And she kind of pulls her clothes on and she kind of goes padding out in the hall without her shoes on. And she's looking up and down the hall. And she's going to walk. She's first going to try to find Bull to see if he left her behind too. Or if anybody tried to wake her up.
By the time you wake up, if it's like kind of between breakfast and lunch,
Mm-hmm.
Bull is actually making some rounds, chatting with Krem. And he may have tried to come wake you up, but if you didn't answer the door, he was going to let you sleep. So even if he came by and knocked and you were like out cold, he wasn't going to go in your room and be like a weirdo.
Okay. So he's not going to act the way I act. Okay, got it. Right. So she's carrying her shoes in her one hand, and she's just like walking around, like putting them on as she walks. And she's going to wander, I think, down to the dining hall first, because that is always first priority upon waking up. And she's going to see if she knows anybody there. Maybe they just are having breakfast still.
so when you get down there, you do see like you see Dorian at a bar table. He's got some coffee, tea, something, and he's got like books around him. Basically, like he's down there enjoying a late start instead of in his little alcove in the library. And like further away, but at the same table and at the other side, you see Varric, and he's got like ledgers. He's got like his flagon of whatever he drinks, and he's like he's very meticulous about whatever it is that he's doing. So you've got Varric on one side and Dorian at the other.
The rest of everything's kind of pretty much people are out and about and not here.
Everyone's kind of milling around. So like, the soldiers, the other people, they all have duties. So they would have been up, and not all the soldiers would have been in the main hall of the Inquisition. That's not like the main mess hall. That's more of like the members of the Inquisition, the advisors get to go there, like Vivienne, Dorian, Bull, the foot soldiers and the folks coming in out of the field. They've got a mess tent kind of like not far from Skyhold, because you also don't want fires. You don't want fires to start like in the courtyard. So anyone you normally would see is probably in meetings or headed toward like not Haven, because Haven's gone at this point. So like you're heading off to do diplomatic work. You may see Josephine walking by, but she's like in a hurry with her little tablet. So those are the two people that you do see.
So she kind of stands in the doorway and she's looking around, noticing a distinct lack of buffet table. And I guess she kind of walks over to a table near Dorian and Varric.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because she knows that she's annoyed Dorian before. And Varric, she could not get a good read on when she talked to him the one time. So she is going to sit down with the same hopeful look on her face that my dog always has, which is hopefully someone will give me food if I sit here long enough.
Well, you don't have to have a hopeful face. They see you there. People know you're part of the Inquisition. They know you're part of the group that the Inquisitor hired. So eventually a plate is put in front of you, a flagon of water, and there's like a pot of coffee that you can reach if you want it. You could request ale or something else if you like. But, basically you sat at the table, you are going to be fed.
I could definitely get used to this. It's just like, I didn't even see them come over here. She's close enough to them that she's going to kind of look over and see if she can tell what they're doing, because she's bored and that's a problem.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Uh-huh. She's bored. It took her approximately 5 minutes to forget that everybody left her here, and now she just wants something to do. So she's going to kind of be eating her breakfast and just like over towards their table. See if she can see anything interesting.
So from the way that you sat down, Dorian's back is actually to you. But if you just go over to where Varric is, because otherwise you'd have to kind of look. You'd have to go out of your way to see exactly what he's doing, but it looks like he's writing in a ledger. So it's either he's doing books, he's doing something, he's doing some kind of like accounting from what you can tell, but that's like an educated guess from what it looks like he's writing in.
So she takes her coffee in one hand and some bacon in the other hand, and she gets up and just kind of nonchalantly, I'm just moseying by this table. I don't really care if you notice me. And she's going to try to notice what they're doing again, mostly because she's simply trying to get their attention because she's bored.
So Varric keeps writing, but he does smile. He's like, hey, Sunshine, what are you doing? Everyone else left early this morning.
I find myself out of sorts and left behind.
Left behind?
Mm-hmm. It's very tragic. Do you know where they are?
From what I understand, the grumpy elven lass that
Verisa.
has, yes, the one that's wooed. our
The one that
Antonian,
stabs people. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
her,
Mm-hmm.
yes. They were talking about going back to that mirror, from what I remember.
Did they go back without me? They're
I
going to
don't-
find Zalanis without me?
I thought all of you were going.
And she will sit down dramatically next to Varric, possibly dislodging some of his papers in the process.
And he just like neatens his papers and puts them away. He's like,
What
Did
you
you-
doing?
he just like, he centers himself because he's like, I've been down this road before. I was doing some accounting, but clearly now we're chatting.
That is a fantastic idea. I think we should chat. You probably need a break from accounting. You have such great ideas, Varric.
He just gives you that smile like, not really an idea. Like, so did you oversleep?
I must have, but I think they just didn't come wake me up.
You're a heavy sleeper, aren't you, kiddo?
Maybe. It's
Maybe.
very hard to hear in those bedrooms when you're on the floor.
And he does like a kind of, like, why would you be on the floor? There's a whole bed in there. He's like, on the floor? There's a bed.
They never gave me I prefer the floor.
And he just like blinks and he like takes out the little notebook he always has. He's like, talk to Josie, make sure footstool is given. It's like, sure, in a cold castle that's in the mountains. Okay.
I mean, I'm used to fairly. It's cold underground. You know, it's cold underground.
No, I haven't lived underground for a long time.
Oh.
Yeah. So out of character, really quickly.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Since you don't know this, Varric's family was actually was kicked out of Orzammar because his father was fixing the Provings, which is like a battle of wills for honor. So Varric has been unceremoniously removed from his caste. He does not have honor. He does not have his noble dwarven house anymore. House Tethras is basically in shame and shambles. And at the point of the Inquisition, his brother is either dead because he mercy killed him, or in the equivalent of a mental health hospital because he was infected by Red Lyrium. So Varric has not been a proper dwarf for many, many years at this point.
Well, I would assume Mavia would, based on her experiences, have assumed that he was just from one of the wealthy families because of how he carries himself, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, he's from a wealthy family, but he is not, like, he actually shudders to think about going back underground at this point ever. So he's just like, yeah.
Well, now I feel bad.
So
all right, so Mavia will make an attempt to recover, and so will Kelly. So just kind of looks at him and she blinks. You know, when I first came out, it was a little weird not having like something over my head.
Yeah.
there's just so much space up there. But I think I like it better here. It smells better. And people treat me like people.
Well, yeah, not all people on the surface are bad, despite what we've been taught.
Oh no, I mean other dwarves.
Oh, other dwarves can be assholes. Just so you know.
Yeah, I mean she's not bothering to cover that thing anymore, but he knows that. He already knew anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. How quickly did you figure out that I wasn't supposed to be here?
Probably the minute you started talking.
Any advice on how to not make everybody else know? I mean, not my friends. My friends know. But like Josephine.
Oh, Josephine, no. She's a trained bard. She knew that the minute she saw your letter and how it was damaged and the way that you didn't have any details.
Shoot. Are they still gonna pay me?
You caught Anders, right?
I actually stole his pillow.
You stole his pillow.
Yeah, it was a very, like, it's had all things written on it. And then he got really sad and Fenris yelled at me because I stole his pillow. But I gave it back.
Yeah.
But yes, I was the one that delivered the blow that took Anders down.
Come on, kiddo.
I did. Okay, fine, but I found him.
All right, I believe you, but you can't bullshit a bullshitter. It's what I do for a living. So just come clean with me and we'll be good. You don't have to pretend with me. I told you that.
So what do you actually do for a living then?
I write stories. I swindle other dwarves that threw me out of their gold.
Are you a lawyer?
No. Lawyers are too slimy for me.
Yeah.
And besides, dwarves don't really have lawyers. It's hard. Dwarven law is really, really difficult. And Tiffany, oh my God, please do not yell at me. I don't want to look at the chat. You're going to yell at me. Dwarven law is complicated. Even I don't understand all of it. All I know is my dad broke a law. We lost our house. And ever since then, we've been surface dwarves.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't much law in the parts where I was from. Well, there was law, but nobody really listened to it.
Yeah, so just look. We're all of us that have come together in the Inquisition, all of us kind of, well, we don't really belong anywhere else. I'm a castless dwarf, deposed from a high-ranking family many
Do you want a
years
tattoo?
ago. No.
I can do it.
No.
What if I just draw it on you? You can
No.
try it on. No? Okay.
No. Sparkler over there, he had his reasons for going south. Even Hawk and Inquisitor, Fenris, whatever we're calling him, Broody is what I call him. They had their reasons.
Were they a thing?
You mean dating?
Yeah. Were they boyfriends?
For a while, yeah.
I kind of feel bad about starting that fight now.
You should. It's not easy. It's not easy for them to still need each other despite how things ended. And don't you go asking either one of them. It's a very sensitive topic.
I don't talk to Fenris because he scares me.
He's just more brood than bite. Don't pay him any attention. Besides, now that Sparkler's back,
Sparkler?
it's what I call Anders back from Kirkwall. Either way, now that Sparkler's back, he's feeling better. He'll be much nicer.
I was very nice to him and he treated it like I wanted something, but I don't know if he has anything I want.
Oh, he's Inquisitor. He has things.
No,
people
not
want.
Fenris. Anders.
Can you blame him? He doesn't know you.
I wouldn't trust me either.
And Varric, like, he kind of neatens up his papers and stuff. And he's like, look, enjoy breakfast or brunch, as it were. I've got to go check in with Josephine anyway. I'll make sure you get a stool. And
Stool. It's like the floor.
we're both dwarves. I've seen the beds here. It's okay.
Right? What's wrong with these people?
They're humans.
Oh.
They're taller than us, kiddo. It's just the
It's
thing.
true. So when Varric like gets his stuff together and goes, she's gonna put her elbows up on the table and lean over Dorian's book. And I'm hoping somebody comes back soon.
Actually, that is going to be when we come back from a very short break since we got started a little late today. But just hold that thought, and I'm going to think of who walks in as you are literally leaning over Dorian as he's trying to read. So go take a stretch, go get some water, get meds, get food, get a snack. If it's evening for you, please go enjoy an adult beverage if you imbibe. I'm going to get wine after the way this game has started, and I'll see you later.
All right, see you in about 5 minutes, everyone.
much
bagel.
alcohol.
No more bagel.
Hello, everyone. We are back with a Scotty.
Hello, Scotty.
Aww.
Scotty, I love you.
Baby.
Aww.
Aw, my pupper, our Mabari has
Mhm.
shown up.
Yeah, your Mabari only cares about one thing. I hate to tell you. Okay, buddy, there you go.
I mean, you said food motivated. I think we're all a little food motivated.
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
mean.
especially now. Yeah, definitely.
I mean.
So we left at the break with Mavia leaning over Dorian to see what he was reading, and he notices the shadow. But before he can say anything, the doors to the main hall fling open and everyone kind of troops in.
The
And-
chair that she was standing on suddenly slides out from under her feet as she is startled and she falls.
Oh no.
Either onto Dorian's book, scattering all his papers, or onto the floor, whichever one the GM decides.
Well, I'm not going to drop you on your ass. That would just be rude. So
But funny.
I wouldn't drop Mavia on a stone floor. Have you seen stone floors in castles? I'm sure you have.
Mhm.
They're hard. It would hurt.
I note that you said you wouldn't drop Mavie on a stone floor, and I
No.
feel like that means you would drop me on a stone floor, but I can actually understand your reasoning. So let us
Kelly.
continue.
If I could get my upper body strength to pick up someone almost a foot taller than me, sure, we can revisit that. But instead, Mavia, like as your seat you were on starts to slide, Dorian realizes what's about to happen, and he actually like grabs you before you can hit the floor and just plunks you down on the bench next to him.
Yeah, if you've ever seen a toddler as their chair starts sliding and they're just like, you know, kind of thing. Yep. And she's like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome, and I'm pretty sure Bull would have my hide if anything happened to you. And he pours himself some wine, and he looks up. He's like, "Oh, Fenris, I see you found only one of your missing people."
Maybe it turns like she's about to yell at like one of her party members, not quite aware that it is Fenris standing right behind her. And she's just going to turn and be like, how dare you not wake me? Excuse me. And she will walk around Fenris to Bastian and start yelling at him. Why didn't he wake me up?
And Fenris is incredibly confused by this. And he turns and he like looks, and then he looks at the rest of you going, is this why you left her behind?
We
Yes.
knocked.
What?
We knocked.
Oh,
I knocked.
so she's a heavy sleeper, is what you're saying, Bastian.
Everybody's very interested in my sleeping
Delicately.
habits.
You do that. I'm going to find Josephine, and then I'll be back to join you. I would like to hear Zalanis' tale of the cross.
Zalanis! And she runs up and jumps on Zalanis.
my
Zalanis will try and catch her while yelling, "You're alive!"
It's a miracle. What? I am alive.
Don't. Just a
You may
second.
give me
Don't-
presents, for I am alive. Do you have any presents?
Easy. Are tidbits of information, do they count?
Oh my goodness.
Well,
I feel like you could have done a little bit better.
I have. And he reaches into his pouch and pulls out a very dry, very stale, like trail ration jerky. And he says, "It was the last piece that I had with me, and I was saving it should I, need to spend any longer in the crossroads. But now that I'm home, you can have it."
Was that one of my trail snacks I gave you?
I don't really remember who gave them to me, if I'm
It's
being
one of
honest.
mine. Yeah.
Oh.
To be honest, that's what they're good for, because when you look at them, you say, well, I'd rather eat anything else than this. And she takes it and puts it in her pocket.
Oh my god.
Oh, goodness. It is good to see you again, Mavia. How have you been?
I'm okay, I think.
Well,
Everything's been a little weird since we got back from the place.
I imagine so. I think that is the best any of us can say.
Have you met
Things we're doing
Absinthe?
okay.
Just like right in the middle of your conversation.
Uh-huh. And I sort of look back to the two people whose names I kind of think I was maybe told briefly.
She will take you by the hand
Also,
and
maybe
drag
not.
you back.
Yep. Okay, great.
Yep. She's going to take
Nope.
you by the hand and drag you back. Zelanis, this is Athson. Athson, say hi.
The pleasure is mine, Athison. It is nice to meet you officially.
Hi. Was she always like this?
Oh,
He has a dragon tattoo on his butt. This is Aiden.
Hello.
Hello. We met briefly, but I suppose
He is old, and I regret seeing him naked.
Oh. I sort of turn back to Athson. She hasn't changed the bit, I see.
No.
So Fenris, at you saying that, I regret seeing him naked. Because he was like talking to Dorian, but when he say that, he like sits up. He's like, what were you all doing the other night?
Maybe
wait.
told me about a sacred orgy thing.
I'm sorry, what?
She told me about a sacred orgy thing.
And you believed her?
Well, I was curious.
You were what?
Curious.
Oh, it's a good thing you never met Varric and Kirkwall. He would have sold you a bridge that didn't exist.
Now,
Is there
you
an
know as
orgy
well as
happening under it?
Oh.
What? All of you talked at once. I have no idea what anyone said.
I'm so sorry.
I asked if there was an orgy happening under it, and that's why he was gonna.
Oh
sell
my
the
god,
bridge.
have I been muted? I said the funniest stuff.
Yes, you were.
You've
I
been
kind
muted
of
the
wanted to
entire
tell
time.
you, but you were so passionate, I was afraid to interrupt you. I couldn't hear you.
Oh my god.
I said, I replied to Fenris. I said it was a sacred fertility rite, and he was drunk. Bull was not drunk. Bull just got naked. No one asked him to get naked. He just did.
She called it an orgy. Like,
I did
verbatim.
not.
Verbatim. That's your
You-
lying eyes. I
You
know that
cast
now.
aspersions upon my character.
Well,
Just
there
for-
was
found it.
writing.
You found your character in it.
What? I didn't hear you. I can't hear you over the sound of you failing to notice when people are telling you stories.
You found your character in a swamp, tainted and nasty.
She actually looks hurt. Like genuinely hurt. I guess I deserve that.
A picture of you naked in my book.
I didn't draw myself naked. Thank you very much. And she kind of wanders back off towards her breakfast.
I'm sorry, I question whether or not Mavia was naked in your book.
She-
Where's the book? Let no.
She did not draw herself naked in the book.
No, it's like she's in.
Nor
her-
would Bastion have drawn her naked in
To
the book.
catch Eugenio up.
No, oh, it's really okay, because I think it's way funnier this way.
Now you know how I feel playing this whole game without knowing who any of the people are.
This is a delight. If this is your whole experience, I'm jealous. No, I think Zelanis will turn to Fenris and sort of say, "Well, it sounds like the gossip about you and Harold is the least interesting thing for them to talk about now."
Oh, there's plenty I could say about them, though. He just smiles.
I
And
have
actually,
no
still
doubt.
Dorian's wine.
Yes, yes. He says, so I have no doubt. Ugh.
So while you all were having this moment, he has found a servant to go refresh in Zelanis' room, make sure you have some clothes, and let Josephine know you've been found. And he's just like chatting with Dorian, but he's occasionally just giving you all looks like, why did I hire any of you? And so he's having a moment because now that you've found Anders, he's not sure what else to do with you all, and not in a bad way, but like you've done the job he hired you for, but Harold's also missing. So he doesn't be like, here's your goal, get out, while Harold is still wherever Harold is. So Dorian just gives him a little nudge, just tell them they can stay. You know that you want your elfie bed warmer back. And that gets him a dirty look. Because, you know, Fenris was not treating Harold just like a bed warmer. And he's like, fine, just have them start bringing dinner. I'm starved. It was a long walk there and back. And Dorian starts to pack. He's like, no, just stay. I have to check on Anders anyway after we eat. And Athson, I believe, wanted to go speak with Anders about something.
Yes.
So he and Dorian are just conferring. What are the rest of you doing now that you are reunited, except for Harold?
I think Solanus wants stories. He wants to know what's been up, and I mean, I also am eager to share what I've been up to, but he sort of is like, well, there's no point in me doing this story twice, and Fenris is busy right now, so
Oh no,
let's start. Oh, well, then we can trade stories back and forth in that case. I mean, in any case, I want to know what's been going on. And also, to be honest, Zalana sort of has the same question that Fenris does, which is, oh, well, if they've already gotten Anders, then what's
next?
What we doing?
Well, so as you all are deciding who's sharing stories, Zevran saunters down and sits on the arm of Arisa's chair. Are you okay?
That was just me. That wasn't Zalana.
Oh.
This was just me. Zevran. Hoo-ha.
I thought that was
so much, Eugenio.
Oh my god! I thought that was like Zalana's reacting to.
No, that was straight up me.
Okay then. Wow.
And
He is
Marisa-
judging you.
Solanus judges all the time.
Oh.
Marisa, when Zevran sits down, would kind of shift her shoulder, kind of lean back slightly, as if to kind of give equal space. But at the same time, she's been watching this entire conversation and hasn't said anything since they walked in the building.
Is she going to say anything now?
I don't think so. I think she would wait and see if anyone actually wants to talk to her. And if she would respond, but she's just kind of in that waiting game.
All right, so how do you all want to kind of trade stories? So like just assume that there's food being passed out, plates are being put on the table, you're all getting served food. Because between the walk there, finding Zalanis, talking and taking your time kind of getting back, it's dinner time by the time you get there. We said 2 hours, but you all are a chatty bunch and you stopped. You had kind of late lunch on the way, and now by the time you finally got back, it is actually dinner time at Skyhold.
I mean, the very first thing on my mind is, tell me how you got Anders.
Do you ask that?
Yeah, I mean, not in so many words. I think, my biggest question is, how did you find him? How did you get him back to Skyhold?
Shot him. He was bleeding. We tracked the blood trail. We met these two, and we came back.
I suppose if I had to guess, I would have guessed something remarkably close to that. But and now that he is here, what?
I promised the Inquisitor that I would find Harold.
Huh.
And you.
Well, I'm glad I could strike out half of your to-do list. And the rest of you, it's so good to see you. Congratulations, I suppose, are in order. What else is new? Zelanis, I think, feels this very strange, different energy from Verisa, and is a little thrown by it, and is just now just sort of trying to lighten the mood a bit.
Don't all be talk at once.
I was gonna say, and it fails miserably.
Well, we know Bastian barely talks.
That's true. That's true.
Sorry, what was the question?
No, just like, what news do you all have, and if that's sort of the pause in the moment, because he's asked that before, I would turn to one of you, to one of you that he doesn't know very well, and say, and tell me about yourself. How did you come upon this merry band?
I got lost for about 20 years. No, wait, make it that 65.
Easy numbers to get mixed up.
Yes. I noticed that you have a staff. You're a fellow mage?
You hear from somewhere behind you. It has a knob on the end.
Why? Yes. What? You're human? Question mark.
Let's leave it at that for now. Maybe.
Great. That's all I would assume. My first impression would be that you were human, and so I will say, well, welcome. I'm going to guess that you're not here from a circle, just based on the types of mage company that the Inquisitor keeps.
Astute observation. And I will suppose by your Valasilin that you also are not of the circle.
No, indeed. Verisa and I hail from the same Dalish clan.
Great. Well, now that we have 3 mages in this little group of ours, we can finally hold a rock, paper, scissors tournament.
I look forward to it.
What's
we
the prize?
shall talk. What?
I don't know.
God.
How have you been thinking about this?
That said.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
How long have you been thinking about this?
Oh, Aiden.
I have honestly been thinking about a lot of things throughout my time in the Crossroads. Finding like-minded people who wouldn't be after my life was almost at the forefront of my thoughts. And then what I would do with said people. I mean, I did not think that I would swim naked in a lake as the first thing that I would do upon coming out of Andalusian.
Technically, it was a pond.
Technically, it wasn't the first thing you did.
What does that have to do with the rock paper scissors tournament, Aiden?
Well, I mean, what else can you do with 3 people?
Well,
must
that's a
be
pretty
the
open-ended.
You must be the third mage that Aiden speaks of.
Yes.
Athison, it is a pleasure to meet you as well. And how did you have the great fortune or misfortune, I don't know how you feel, to come upon this group?
I also found myself with Aiden, and then we came across the group together in a very strange and serendipitous encounter. And then I followed them here because it seemed safer than being stuck in the Crossroads.
Yes, how long had you been? Certainly not as long as Aiden.
No.
Well, you'll forgive me, the rest of you, but it's nice to have other mages to discuss things with. Not that Dorian isn't a pleasurable conversational companion, but he does not always travel with us.
Said, hold on, and that Dorian says, "Oh, I'm pleasurable, am I?"
Oh, a fellow mage. There's now 4 of us.
What did we do with 4, Aiden?
Aiden,
We start a role-playing game club.
Rock, paper, scissors, shears? Is that what it like?
Don't be
You wanna-
silly, Atson. Scissors and shears, that's the same thing.
It's just one's bigger than the other.
It's not the size that matters, it's how agile you are with it.
I thought. What?
Where's the Iron Bull?
So there I was in
Iron
the
Bull is an
crossroads.
outlier.
Can I just look at all the mages?
They're NPCs, they're not important.
Is this sexual tension?
Do you say that out loud?
No, I don't.
No,
I
no,
do.
no.
Not you.
So out of character, who's gonna make the meme with Gabe going, "Is this sexual tension?" at a butterfly?
Someone please get a still of this so we can do it.
Yes.
Yes. Is this
Amazing.
sexual? What is it? Talking about rock paper scissors. Is this sexual tension?
So
I got
funny.
the image, Gabe.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Zalanis was gonna ask about the crossroads, particularly of Aiden, since he'd been there so much longer, but that got derailed.
No, because Dorian heard pleasurable and his name, so he's perked right up.
He's perked right up, I'm sure.
Well, you are a cute elf, so.
And you're not a bad-looking human, Dorian. It's nice to see you again.
Not bad looking. Being in the South has certainly not done me any favors, though. Not bad looking. I've got an ass you could bounce a sovereign off of. How dare you?
Solanas was like very much into this fun little repartee, and then he sort of hit a wall and now is real uncomfortable. Or not uncomfortable, but just like he doesn't know how to do it anymore. Like that's as far as he's like, oh, I'm out of ideas. I don't.
I mean, you can't be like, I got a sovereign.
I don't know that he would think of that. I think he is willing with Dorian because he's had conversations with Dorian before. So he's willing with Dorian to like have a little bit of back and forth, but then it comes the end and now I don't know what to do.
Oh, this is hilarious. So what?
Oh no, what did you do?
So when he me, I didn't do anything.
No, I just saw that Kelly rolled something and I got nervous.
With a 14, can I bounce a sovereign off Dorian?
No, because he's sitting.
Oh, come on. Is there no like overhang? I mean, come on. Whatever. Fine.
How big you think that thing is?
But just hold on to it, because that gag's going to be 10 times funnier in 2 episodes.
I only toss coins to a few people, and it was going to be to this gentleman.
It's not a Witcher, so.
No, I save all my coins for the Witchers on the weekends.
All right, you know what? For comedic effect, if nothing, I want you to try to bounce a coin off Dorian's ass while he's sitting.
Okay, what would you like me to roll for that?
Sleight of hand, dexterity.
All right, yeah, I will not count the first dex roll because I hadn't talked to you about it yet. So, wait, do I have sleight of hand? Would that be focus?
Do you have a focus in that?
Deception. Nope. Do not.
All right.
I thought you did in dexterity.
No, I have light blades and dexterity. Okay.
What did you
20
get?
with 6 stunt points.
Okay, what you have to,
when it's serendipitous, not for any important roles, just for being stupid.
all right, you have to tell us exactly how you pulled this off.
So he's distracted and looking the other way. Maevia is behind him, and she is sitting there feeling sorry for herself until she hears, "You could bounce a sovereign off my ass." She just happened to have stolen many sovereigns during a certain bar fight. So she pulls it out, and you remember how in like middle school you would do the little paper football?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's going to put the sovereign on the edge there and just kind of spin it for a second, make sure no one's watching her. And then she's going to flick it over there and see if it bounces off his ass.
Oh, it absolutely does. It also hurts because sovereigns are big.
I know.
Where
she'll immediately duck under the table.
Hold on, because I'm looking on my desk. This is a soul coin.
Yeah, I have one in the other room.
So a sovereign's almost as big as this. Imagine
Uh-huh.
this hit you.
Oh, it's probably going to. I'm fully prepared.
No, it hit Dorian. It hit him square in the ass.
Mhm.
And it did bounce.
And she ducked under a table, and hopefully it bounced back to her because that's a sovereign. We don't want to lose it.
He jumped up. I was like, what the fuck? And he's looking around to see like who hit him in the ass with the sovereign.
I think and she kind of points to someone far away from Mavia under the table.
Would this bounce be something that would have been noticeable?
Oh, absolutely.
Bastion is just gonna look at it and just be like, "That is some bounce."
Are you like the spider in what Charlotte's Web? You're just gonna write that some bounce.
Are you appreciating the bounce, Bastian?
Yes.
Mavia is appreciating the bounce from under the table. Yes.
Is everyone appreciating this bounce?
I mean, I think so.
I mean, who wouldn't?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe Zevran wouldn't.
Oh,
Aiden
Zevran would.
Aiden looks at the bounce and then like cranks his neck to try to look at his back. He goes like, huh.
A disembodied voice says, "Far too bony."
Sorry, Aiden, you've been a
Wow.
little bit out of practice there.
Hmm. Yep. So anyway, I'm glad that I rolled a 20 on bouncing a coin off someone's ass. Find me the next time I get stabbed by a random monster. Maybe out.
Oh my goodness. Well, Dorian, like, he gives up looking around and he looks at Fenris. He's like, I told you to get rid of Cole. And Fenris is like, pretty sure Cole isn't around. That's not his kind of mischief. And he's scared of you. You're a necromancer.
Fenris didn't see me, did he?
No.
Good.
So while they are chatting, dinner's being served. Dorian's now a little grumpy. And while you all are eating and kind of chatting amongst each other, everyone who's present, as your plate is cleared away, there is a sack of gold placed in front of you, which is your pay for completing the job. Because you did find Anders, even Zalanis, even though you were missing, you were part of the crew that was hired. Aston and Aiden, obviously, you don't get paid because you weren't part of this crew.
That's okay. It's blood money.
So Fenris actually like taps his goblet. He's like, I know it wasn't easy. I know I've been a kind of a grumpy asshole. And he heard maybe and then he's like, I see you.
I didn't say anything.
I know that smirk. I've known Varric too long. And your pay is your pay with even a little bonus for the stress of losing Zalanis for a while. And if we find Harold, then his pay will be waiting for him.
Does Mavia have the same amount of gold as everyone else?
Yeah. Why wouldn't she?
Because she knows that Fenris knows that she stole that letter.
Nope, he is playing along, and you actually went out in the field and helped find Anders. So he's not gonna short you.
Is that a dwarf choke?
No, that was me as the GM. You know what? Maybe I will stab maybe while you're gone next week. I don't know.
I mean, just do what your heart tells you, or what you want to do to Kelly every week for derailing your game.
Oh dear. One of these days. Well, it can't be worse than changing outfits during intermission. So yes, everyone's been paid. You all have
do that.
What? Sorry. Someone talks. I think I just muted myself.
Kelly said I do. Kelly basically
Okay.
said I do.
I
that.
did not. Excuse you.
Can we have a
You said
mod in the
something.
chat, please? Because no, we don't want your follows. Goodbye. So
I was muted. God damn it.
Oh no.
I said
Aw.
I was on it, but never mind.
That's okay. Audio is the final boss of every stream, as we all know. So after you all are done, Fenris looks to you, Atson. So are you done? Are you done eating?
Yeah, I think I'm good actually.
And he turns to Aiden, because I forget, did Aiden make any noise about talking to Anders to Fenris or no?
Yes, but seeing how the Inquisitor did not address Aiden about speaking to Anders with him, like he assumes and doesn't want to get on the Inquisitors on Fenris's bad side. So he assumes that only Athson got the okay to go. So that's why he's not been saying anything.
He can go visit, just not right now, because it'll become apparent shortly. But he only wants to take one person at a time to go talk to Anders. And he gives Marisa a nod, and he looks to Zevran and gives him a nod, but it's more of a signal. And he gestures to Asin to come with him. And on the way out, he gets a tray for Anders. So Asin, this is your chance to talk to the Inquisitor, if you would like.
Yeah, let's do something stupid.
Oh boy.
Let's do something stupid.
What are you doing?
I am going to talk with the Inquisitor.
All right. What do you want to talk about?
And is the Inquisitor is walking out, but I'm walking with him, right?
Yeah.
Inquisitor, I require your assistance on something.
My assistance? What could I possibly do for you?
Anders may be able to help resolve something that I think was done to me.
Explain.
The place you and I have a mutual history of. I had to escape from that place recently.
The crossroads, the fade, to Venter.
To Venter.
Well, I can't blame you for wanting to escape from Venter. What was done to you?
They have put something inside of me, Inquisitor.
He pauses mid-step and turns to you. What do you mean put something inside of you?
The Tevinter circle. They told me to accept something that came in my dreams and did not tell me what it would be. They spoke of powerful spirits and were intentionally not giving me all the information that I needed.
He tilts his head and just stares at you.
Tried to turn me into the worst monster imaginable.
An abomination.
And I do not want it.
There's nowhere to like really stop and have this conversation.
Yeah.
And he's also holding this tray of food. He's like, do you mean to tell me that you are like Anders in that way?
I think so.
But you haven't changed.
Which is why I came with this party to speak to Anders. Because I do not want to.
You.
I'm telling you. Because if it comes to it, I am not going to put my own desires above the need of the Inquisition.
So you're telling me that you want Anders to help you get rid of whatever it is Deventer did to you?
Yes. And I tell you this out of both fear and desperation, yet a hope of trust that you see in my eyes. I do not wish to be the monster I was told was a gift.
And he almost drops the tray that he's holding, and he wants to like grab you and slam you against the wall and try to find out what exactly you're talking about. Because he has the very same fear that you are basically a walking time bomb, that you could turn into an abomination in this very moment. Instead, he just grabs you by the collar. If you do anything to either of us, I will run you through. Do you understand?
You think I've told you?
Very well. Just follow me. And he moves at a fast clip to get to this room, because now he's like really unsettled in this moment. And he is unsettled, and you can tell. And he doesn't have a sword with him because, well, actually, no, he does have a sword because they just came out of the field. So he does have a weapon with him. And what he does is he opens the door and waits for you to go in first. And you hear him kick the door close, and you hear it shut and lock. Because he's not going to take a chance on you getting out if you are an abomination. And you enter a room, and it looks very nice for basically what is keeping a prisoner. Anders is sitting at a table reading. He doesn't look like he's so despondent. He doesn't seem like he was left in dirty, tattered robes like he was when you found him. But he's not happy. And you notice a cuff on his arm. And you can't feel any magic from him right now.
Hello, Anders. I see your accommodations are better than they were.
A prison is still a prison.
Yes. But at least your prison is walls instead of your own body.
He sits up and looks at you. Are you like me then?
Yes. I am. I don't want to be.
Well, I didn't want this either.
Did you seek to change it?
I did. But as you know, there's no getting rid of an unwanted guest once you've made that choice.
I don't think that's entirely true. I had spoken to the other one, Aiden. And we talked of spirits, and his explanation seemed to be if something has made a space in your heart and your soul, you may not be able to get rid of it, but you may be able to replace it, so to speak, with something else.
And what would you replace it with?
There are plenty of spirits that are not hateful and demonic. And anything is better than this. My blood should not be a weapon. It should be life.
Oh, that gets Fenris's attention. You hear him walking up behind you, and you feel the tip of his sword against the back of your neck. Did you say you're a Maleficar?
I said I'm a prisoner in my own body.
You said that your blood should not be used for this.
Which is why, before it happens, I want to replace it. I would not have told you these things, Fenris, if I did not reserve myself to death if necessary.
So you wish to trade one demon for another.
I wish to trade one spirit for another.
Fenris gives the most deep, I almost said Negro spiritual sigh. But he's just like, we're both of Saventer. You know that you're basically trading one evil for another.
Yes, but at least this one will be my choice.
And why do you think I would help you with that?
I didn't think you would help me. I thought that you had a right to know what I was doing under your watch.
Not under my watch. And he points over your shoulder at Anders. Do you want to be like him? Do you want this to be your fate?
That's why I'm trying to talk to him, because I don't want to make the same mistakes that he did. And there's a little like condemning tone in his voice at the end of that.
Huh.
Because I'm not running.
He gives a very deep sigh and pulls his sword away and goes to stand in front of the door with kind of a get on with it motion, but basically he's more in a guard stance. Basically, you're not going to get out of that room without getting past Fenris. And while you were trying to talk to Anders, the rest of you, what are you doing? Because we're going to come back to Gabe and Anders, or Athson and Anders. The rest of you, what are you doing now that you've been paid? You've got Zalanis back. Zevran is there next to Barisa. And, Dorian is enjoying his meal. He is not really entertaining much because he's still annoyed that someone bounced a sovereign off his ass from whatever distance it was.
I mean, Zalanis hasn't. The only thing that he hasn't gotten an answer to yet is what we're doing next. Varisa, I think, mentioned that she sort of thought that she was here because she was hired to look for Harrell. So that's sort of the only thing that Zalanis has to latch on to. So, I guess I'll turn and ask everyone. So is the next item on the to-do list to search for Harrell in the crossroads?
Well, there's no official ask, but I have to say leaving a man behind is not really a good thing.
I made a promise. I'm going to keep it.
And quite frankly, I don't see any reason for the rest of us not to, even if the Lord High Inquisitor doesn't get his wits about him enough to ask us. We have been paid. We are no longer in his employ. If we want to go and find Harold, I think we're free to do so.
I never was in anyone's employ. I would like to help Athson with something mage related, a mage issue. Very much a private thing, I think. But if he wants to, or if we tackle this issue before or after. I don't know, but he's really been in that room for a while. Anyway, I have spent the last majority of my life in the Crossroads, as much as I would loathe going back in after finally getting out. It seems that this Harrell fellow was important to you all, and you've helped getting me out. It just feels natural that I help you getting him out.
Well, first of all, I understand it is personal, but if I can help mage to mage with Addison, please let me know. There may be secrets of the Dalish and our connection to the land and to magic that perhaps will address issues from a different perspective. But as I said, if it is private, it's private.
Your knowledge might actually be very, very useful.
I make no promises, of course, but I will do what I can. And in the same way, I certainly, hate to ask you to go back to that place. I myself, am fortunate that I have the ancestral connection to the Crossroads that I do. It was not the most unpleasant of sceneries for me, but I can't imagine that it was the same for you.
It's... my connection is muddled.
Zalonis is not going to comment on that yet, but that was an interesting response. Well, I only mean to say that even if we would of course, I think, be happy to have you along with us. But if returning to that place is too much for you, at least you and I can spend some time. And 20 years, 65 years, so similar numbers. Your experience in the Crossroads will be invaluable to us in finding our friend.
Yes, the 20 years was the player not reading his notes right.
Oh!
I was gonna say.
I was like, I just thought maybe Aiden was a little addled from being there. So
no,
long.
no. It's I said 20 and then I was like, no, wait, that's 65 for him.
Wow.
So yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, gotcha.
So while this is going on, Bastian, are you still there? Maybe are you still there? And Verisa, what are you doing? Because you've been very quiet and just observing.
I was under the impression that this was going on at the table while we were still there.
No, Athson and Fedris left to go to the room that Anders has been moved to.
Right, but I'm talking about Aiden and Zalonis.
Right, so that's still happening. I'm just saying, what are you all doing? Are you still there? I didn't know if you'd left.
No, I think at this point, Bastian is going to look at the two of them, and so he's going to look more at Aiden than at anyone else, and just like, well, at this point, you've mentioned this private thing, this private mage thing, and really with what we've been through, you might as well just lay it out, because I mean, we're kind of we're all part of the same party right now. I'm definitely willing to help out if I can with anything that is going on with Athen. He has been in that room a little long. And going back into the Crossroads to find Harrell, I mean, I want to know where I would like to find him. I'm searching for my brother constantly, so if we have a segue back into the Crossroads, perhaps that's going to lead me somewhere or allow people to find information that I've requested. So what's going on with Athen? That's so private.
That is for Atson to talk about. It's a delicate matter of and he looks at, like, he side eyes Mavia and says it's a private matter of
Avia is not there.
okay, good. Of staff.
Don't worry.
I think Bastion at that point is going like that response is a little is going to raise his suspicions that something might be going on, so he's going to take off to look for Athson.
Okay. And Verisa, what have you been doing with Zevran perched on your chair?
So when Fenris glanced at Zevran, Verisa looked back at Zevran and kind of cocked an eyebrow like, are you supposed to be following him?
No. He just says it out loud because he knows what you're trying to ask. He is the Crow Master after all.
You know, she's not. She's happy with his professional abilities.
Like, no, this is strictly for him.
Done. I believe we have. She would look at Zalanas and be like, I'm heading outside. I need to shoot something. And you are more than likely to, you can more than welcome to stand around here, a bunch of wonderful mages, and polish your knobs together and see if that's going to help you figure out Athson's problem.
Well,
And then she kind of like, I believe you owe me a rematch towards Zevran, and kind of walks out the door towards the archery fields.
okay. And maybe it said you weren't there. All right, we will figure out your plot point later. So while all this is happening, we're going to cut back to the room with Fenris, Athson, and Anders. Fenris has gone stone still guard mode. He is not letting you pass once you have this conversation, depending what happens. So Athson, here's your chance to talk to Anders.
You have shifted already once before, yes.
I've what?
You've changed. Your body has been altered by this possession, this demon.
Yes.
What did you do to try to fight it?
He looks down and he glances over at Fenris and looks down at the table. Some of it is just the training I had to endure in the circle. Some of it is what I trained in as a warden. I have always been a stubborn person. And if nothing else, justice can sometimes be persuaded to see the gray areas.
If you're looking for gray areas, I feel like that means you're already wavering from the green. You're wavering from the light. Why did you lean to gray areas?
More that a spirit cannot understand some mortal things.
Have you spoken to the demon inside of you?
He gives a deep sigh and he rolls his eyes. He's not a demon. And yes, I do commune with vengeance. But as I told Hawk and Kirkwall, and as I told Fenris, I don't know where vengeance stops and I begin.
Do you want this?
Not anymore, I don't.
So if we could get rid of it, if we could take it from you, would you let us?
Probably. But if I get rid of vengeance, either I die, which strangely enough, I no longer have the desire to do so. Vengeance dies as we're not in the Fade. Or I go entirely mad during the process. And then I'll have to be, well, Fenris will have to keep a very hard promise.
But what if we can replace vengeance with compassion? Then
With
you are
what?
not with compassion. Then you have not an empty place, but you have a place filled with something potentially less gray.
And do you just have a spirit of compassion in your pocket?
I don't. But I know someone who may be able to help us find one. If you still feel like it's a probably for wanting to get rid of it.
He's thinking at that moment, because as much as Anders has studied about the Fade and about spirits and about demons, he is pretty sure that as long as he's carried vengeance, he may need to take the more traditional route to get rid of this spirit. And finally, he glances up at you. He's like, if it were possible, because in the time that I've been moved to this room, I have found a couple interesting books. One of which theorizes what you're talking about, but no one's proven that it works or written down that it works. So
Well,
it's a very, very big if.
may I take this book and either prove it or, for lack of a better word, die trying?
Well, that's assuming that Fenris will let you leave this room now that he knows what you are.
I don't have to leave this room if it means getting rid of this thing.
And at that, Anders looks very concerned because he's like, well, I don't dabble in blood magic because I couldn't heal if I did. And he also waves his right wrist where this cuff is. He's like, this is not also something I can take off by myself.
Where's the book?
So he points to it.
And I'll just go grab the book and pick it up.
All right. We're gonna leave you two in this very awkward moment of Fenris standing guard over now two possessed mages that he hadn't planned on. And we're gonna actually cut to the Alluvion where Zalanas had wandered out and was waiting on someone to find him since he wasn't sure where he was. And Simon, take it away.
Is Zalanis there?
No,
No.
you were by
Okay.
yourself. There is a scout patrolling.
But that's it.
Zalanis is at Skyhold enjoying chatting with everyone.
Okay.
You are
So-
on your lonesome.
I think the camera would be placed from the point of view of the Alluvion, down on the ground, as it shimmers into existence, and a pair of rough-looking leather boots, cut and soiled in places, step out. You can hear the jingle of a chainmail as a figure dressed in blue and silver comes out of the Alluvion, haggard, stumbling. He looks at the scout patrol and says, "Boy, what year is this?"
It's Christmas Day, Mr. Scrooge.
I don't even know what to do anymore. It's 9:42 Dragon.
Tell me, who's the Lord Inquisitor?
Lord Leto Hawk. Who else would it be? There's only one Inquisitor. You know Leto. You know Fenris's real name.
Okay. You scared Simon like crazy.
No, that is Fenris's name. But
Okay.
yeah.
I made it. And he would faint on the spot.
And that's where we're gonna end this episode. So yeah. And scene. So that was that. That was that for this week, and we realized we have 2 episodes left in the season, y'all. So without further
Oh my
ado,
god.
I know, right? I was like, oh shit. Oh, I have to do some planning. But yes. So I'm gonna turn it back over to Simon. We have 2 exciting episodes left in the season, and I need to make some plans and some decisions.
Yes, there was some background chat that we're gonna keep private, but we'll see what happens. We might have other surprises in store for you. But before we go and do the usual goodbyes and plug everything that we need to plug, I didn't take the time earlier to talk about our sponsors. I'll just take 2 minutes. Mage and Press are makers of 5th edition D&D supplements. They created Dark Matter, which is a sci-fi fantasy campaign setting that is both very fun to play and also hilarious. You will definitely want to check it out. They ran a Kickstarter recently for Conspiracy in the Stars, which you've probably have seen on other channels, such as Encounter Roleplay. There's also Other Doc that doesn't play necessarily Conspiracy in the Star, but they play Dark Matter. So there are many places that you can check it out if you're curious. Or you can go to store.mageandpress.com and use code WanderingDM to get 15% off your purchases. Our other sponsor is Found Familiar, makers of great coffee. Check them out at foundfamiliar.com. And also be sure to check out Roll20 at roll20.net or by using the panels down below. Roll20 is the virtual platform that we use here for all of our shows. And of course, a big thank you to Level Up Dice for partnering with us through the Diceomancy program. And as you might have seen, this week there will be a new show, not on Wandering DM, but a new show run by me on the Level Up Dice channel. We'll have more to announce over the coming days. That said, I'll leave the mic up to the rest of our cast of wonderful player and GM. We'll do the same order as we did the intros, so we will begin with Kelly.
Hi, I'm Kelly at the Opera Geek. You can follow me pretty much everywhere at the Opera Geek, including here on Twitch, where I'm currently playing through Final Fantasy VI for like the 25th time because I love it, and also a variety of other games. I distinctly made Mavia no longer in the room because I will not be here next week because it is my 15th wedding anniversary. And I think I should probably be spending it with my husband? Question mark? Anyway. But yes, this is quite often the highlight of my week. And I'm sorry I'm so silly.
Never apologize. Hi, everybody. I'm Eugenio. You might know me as DM Jazzy Hands. You can follow me on Twitter at DM Jazzy Hands. I am the Dungeon Master and producer of an actual play D&D podcast called The Last Refuge that you can check out. That'd be cool. You can follow us on Twitter at DND Last Refuge. What else? I will be here with the crew for the next 2 Thursdays, so we'll finish out the season together. I'm so happy to be back. Thank you all for having me back. It is very nice to see all your lovely faces again. Otherwise, you can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/DMJazzyHands on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, playing Dragon Age 2, actually, is where we are right now. And then Friday nights kind of bops around. And starting on October 4th, I'm stealing your thunder, Tanya. Sorry. Starting on October 4th, we have our premiere of Into the Motherlands, the incredible new science fiction setting and game system that is led by creative director Tanya DePass. So we're going to be on her channel on Cypher of Tyr on Sunday night, starting on October 4th, and I'll be GMing that stream, and I'm very, very excited. And I hope we see you all there.
Gabe.
Hi, I'm Gabe James Games. You can actually find me tomorrow on the Roll20 Twitch channel at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 a.m. Eastern time on my talk show, Table Talk. Tomorrow I'm talking about GM burnout because it's something that I encounter a lot when I love GMing and I love telling stories. And then I'm like, I'm just tired and my brain can't figure out what noise a skeleton makes when it dies or something like that. Other than that, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, pretty much anywhere else, on TikTok, where I don't make anything of real content value, but I've ended up on a bunch of D&D videos, which is so strange to me. I'm rambling. I'm sleepy, but I'm good.
Deirdre.
Hi, sorry. You know me. I'm at George Donlan on Twitter or Praxagora as you see me around on Twitch. And I will be back here on Saturday for part 1 of the doubleheader of me doing crazy game things. We're going to have the finale of the finale of Black Flag, our Rapscallion campaign. People have been kidnapped. There are duels plotted, there's drama, high adventure on the high seas, and, you know, just all the things that have happened. Ending season 2, as we say, adventures and consequences with pirates. And then after that, it's 7 p.m. Eastern on my channel. I am running a one-shot for 2 of my very dear friends, Simon and Greg, because they've been GMing the Witcher Family of Wraiths and Witcher Legacy Universe games. I decided, you know what, they should get to play in the games they tell a story. So we're gonna do a one shot of flashback of the 2 old Witchers and what they were like before, you know, things went to shit and mages and death and all the bad. But other than that, check my Twitter because I post where I'm going to be, all the fun things I get to do, all the wonderful people I get to hang out with, like these fabulous folks right here. And we'll see you next time.
Andrew.
I almost muted myself again, but I love you all. I'm Andrew at Anderful1 on Twitter, and I will be posting an update. I know I only got 1 post up there of one of my crochet projects. I will be posting more because I did go to do a practice swatch, which is going to turn into an actual scarf, and that's a whole other thing not related to this. So you'll see that there, and otherwise you'll find me here on Thursdays, and I cannot wait to see where we're going to be taking the game. That's pretty much all for me. Thank you for coming and enjoying this with us.
And Tanya.
I had to remember which camera to look at. Hi, I'm Tanya. I'm your DM. So I do a lot of things on the internet. Saturday, come over to my channel where I am doing Dungeon Crossing, where we teach D&D in my Animal Crossing basement with Gary Whitta, Shannon Woodward, Brian Gray, and Adam Nickerson. Everyone has survived their first real combat, and they're off to maybe fight a dragon. Who knows? Let's see what I decide to do Saturday morning. Sunday, Rivals Waterdeep is back with more Rivals on Bikes. We are finishing up our Kids on Bikes short campaign, and we're going to do a bit of a wrap-up and Q&A, see how we felt about it. And then we have a week off, and then IGM Season 8 of Rivals Waterdeep starting October 11th on twitch.tv, Rivals Waterdeep, 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Central. And like Eugenio said, October 4th, my channel, 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. We are starting Into the Motherlands, where I will also be on the cast, so I get to be on the other side of Eugenio, of him being my DM, and he seems way too excited about that. So, and we have 2 more episodes of Dragon Age, so come back next week. And Kelly, please have a lovely, lovely anniversary. We adore you. Enjoy and go hang out with your husband. I mean, it's your anniversary. You should go do that anyway. And that's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna have some more wine and I'm gonna go do some work. Yay!
And we will be back tomorrow for Pirates, the finale of Black Flag. Saturday. Oof, I keep thinking Friday.
Simon, I forgot I won't be here next week, so I can't tell everybody about our game next week. So you have.
It's not next week.
No, I mean, I'm.
The after. Yes, but I'll announce it next week anyway.
Oh.
Because on Monday it's the finale of Castle Falkenstein, so you won't want to miss our drinking and flirting, the finale. And then on next Thursday, Dragon Age, and yeah, this weekend, Witcher and Pirate, and then some more fun stuff. Thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out in chat, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.